Okay, here we are, episode 6. Welcome back. Thanks for joining us for another fun-filled episode of Talking Dogs with Jeff, and I believe I'm Fern, right?
You are.
Okay. In this episode, very exciting, we're going to inform and educate you all about collars, leashes, harnesses, all these tools.
Well, welcome to Basic Obedience. We're finally here to get to work with some dogs and start teaching some new behaviors. It's very important to note that when you're teaching new behaviors, you want to make sure that we're almost always using positive reinforcement. Now, everybody knows I don't shy away from correction and will use correction or positive punishment, as you've learned. I will use correction for a multitude of training or behavior modification situations. But when it comes to teaching new behaviors, I use positive reinforcement almost exclusively. Come. Good girl. Good come. Good girl. Good girl. Come. Good come. Good girl. Very good. Good girl. Come. Good come. Good girl. Oh, what a good girl you are. How I use the heel, much like the check-in or check with me command that other trainers may use, is to get our dogs to come to us in a specific manner. Here we're going to be using Sable. Now she knows this command already, but just like all the other commands, we want to shape this behavior first. And we did this with Sable with 100% positive reinforcement, and we lured her into the position that we wanted. And how it's going to work is when the word heel is offered, Sable will come around my right side, over to my left side, and sit down and look up. That's the behavior that we shaped with her. And that's what we're going to do today. Sable, heel. Good girl, very good. Good job, Mama. Good. When it comes to behavioral problems, if someone put a gun to my head and said, Jeff, what's the leading cause of behavioral issues in dogs? My answer is always the same: lack of stimulation. Good old jumping. One of my favorite inadvertently rewarded behaviors of all time. You're probably thinking, who the heck would reward jumping? Well, it's quite simple. Most dogs learn jumping behavior when they're puppies. You ready for a little tip, a little trick that's going to help you walk into someone's home with a dog that you know has jumping issues? Okay, but you have to promise. This is between me and you, okay? Promise? Pinky swear? Hey, I hope your coursework is going well so far. Right now we're going to talk a little bit about relationships, and we'll have a couple of clips thrown in the mix so you don't get stuck staring at me the whole time. When you think about relationships you've had in your life, whether it was an intimate relationship on a romantic level or maybe a business relationship. Think about that first impression. And you've all heard it. You only get one chance to make a first impression. Well, to a degree, that holds true with dogs as well. Generally, you only have one, maybe two opportunities, especially if you're dealing with a problem dog, to make a first impression. What about a dog's basic needs? Can that actually impact our relationship with the dog? Absolutely. Dogs look to their owners, who are supposed to be their leaders and their providers of resources. They look to them for good nutrition, hydration, exercise, play, stimulation, companionship, all these things that we've been talking about, walking and traveling, and even rest. Massage is an excellent way that you can build and maintain a good relationship with a pup. So if you're teaching a client about relationship building, massage, whether they're a certified canine massage therapist or not, everyone can interact with their dogs via massage and firm petting. And much like in humans, massaging the muscles of dogs, it breaks up toxins that are stored within the muscles and allows them to be released through the urine, which has overall healthy effects. But from a relationship building standpoint, it just feels good. And here we have Sable. She's the youngest pit bull that we have in the house, so hopefully she'll cooperate with us. Hey there, I wanted to shoot a quick video to show you some of the tools that I have in my bag that I use when I work with aggressive dogs or edgy dogs, or I will often use these tools when I'm performing a behavior assessment or a temperament evaluation on a dog. What about our footwear? Should we wear sneakers or running shoes if we're going to be working with aggressive animals? I tend to opt for good old-fashioned work boots. You can get a cheap pair if you want just to have on hand. I would get the ones with the steel toe. It offers an extra layer of protection. You'd be surprised how many dogs are ankle biters. So your clothing and what you're wearing is very important, and you should consider wearing at least jeans and some good heavy-duty work boots. Hey there, I hope your coursework is going well and things are moving along. So here we are in course 108 and we're talking about severe behavioral problems. And this video is a little bit of an introduction and maybe a slight overview regarding severe behavioral problems and what to expect for this particular course. Now obviously I categorize severe aggression and severe behavioral issues in the same classification because they differ slightly from your normal quote-unquote behavioral issues like jumping or digging or excessive barking and whatnot. For the purpose of this course, we're going to be covering fear, all types of fear, anxiety, including separation anxiety, which is probably one of the more common issues and more difficult to deal with than other types of anxiety. And obviously we'll highlight some issues surrounding aggression.